picture perfect lifestyle that people can't relate to. People have real problems. People have real, it's like you can't settle. You can't settle for less. You're never going to achieve higher if you settle for less. Mentally, I'm not in the best space. Mentally, I'm definitely not in the best space, but I'm in a space. You feel? What's up, y'all? It's Jealous here, and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, we talk about experiences, personal growth, financial freedom, entrepreneurship, passions, and more. And if you're not new here, you already know we get into some things, so let's get into it. Today's a real chill video, not much going on. I'm just doing pretty much a mental health check-in with y'all. A mental health update. It's been over a year since I've done one. Where I'm at, what's going on with me, how I'm feeling, of course, and everything. Yeah, it's definitely just, I felt like it was just time. I feel like the only way to really connect with people and, you know, really support people and people support you is that if you real and raw about your life, and you have things that people actually can relate to at the end of the day. Nobody's life is picture perfect, although we love to act like it. But sometimes you gotta check in. Sometimes you gotta, you know, see what's going on, see what's up, see what's happening. So, overall, y'all, I would say I'm doing okay. Overall, I'm doing okay. I'm not the happiest. I'm not the saddest. I'm kind of in middle ground right now. I've definitely been a little mentally checked out for a little minute now. It's been rough. Like, I think that there's a lot going on in my life. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to kind of level up my life in certain ways, and I just think that it's a lot riding on me. I'm a mom, so of course my son is my number one priority, and making sure that he has his life together. And I just think that sometimes, even just as a person, but as a mom, you kind of mentally check out and kind of feel like, dang, like, what if I don't get it right? What if I don't, you know? And it's like, it's okay. We're all human. We all need a moment. We all need to breathe. We all need to be able to get through it. But yeah, I'm definitely a little mentally checked out. That's why even the uploads were a little funny with the timing and the days, because I needed a minute. I definitely needed a minute. And although I have loved shooting videos for a long time and editing and stepping my foot into this world and things like that, I'm also a real person, and I am not a person that can just sit in front of a camera and fake it. I'm not a person that can sit around and just pull a camera out and act like nothing's going on in my life. So for me, the compromise was, okay, you can still make a video, but you're just gonna do a mental health, you know, like, just check in with the people, check in, see what's going on in everybody else's life. I would love for y'all to comment and tell me, you know, what's going on in y'all life. I would love to communicate with y'all in that way. But yeah, I mean, on one hand, I think that, speaking of me being like mentally checked out, I think that, like I said, I'm a mom. And I'm not gonna lie, I will be honest with y'all. One of the biggest things and the hardest things about me being a mom is I'm not an affectionate person. Like, I don't like really being touched. My love language by any means is not physical touch, you know? And I have the most affectionate son. I mean, that baby loves his mom, okay? He's always up under me. And I think that for a while I kind of played it as it was nothing. And I think as the days go by and as the time goes by, it's definitely been a little bit more of a struggle than I would have wanted to admit at first. Obviously, you know, when you're a mom, you want to get things right, and you don't want your kids to ever feel like you don't want them around, or you don't love them, or you don't. So for me, it was hard, because it was just like, dang, like, I don't ever want my son to feel like I don't love him. I don't want my son to ever feel like I don't want him around me. I don't want my son to ever feel that energy from me. But at the same time, um I gotta know me, and I have to build slowly to things, and know that I'm comfortable, and know that like not everything's gonna be perfect. So for me, I had to like kind of, and I'm still learning. Trust me, I'm still learning. Okay, it is not easy day to day, but I am learning to like ask for that break. You feel what I'm saying? If whether it's my mom, my sister, my dad, like whoever, like ask for that break, like because sometimes it's overwhelming. Like as much as you want to feel like you have it all together, it's overwhelming to be a mom, and it's overwhelming to be a single mom at that. Like it's overwhelming being a parent in general, and on top of that being a single parent, it is overwhelming. It is a lot. You don't get that break. Yeah, that baby and them kids is always there. So it's like, at the end of the day, you just you kind of got to roll with the punches, but you got to be real enough to know like, all right, like I'm at my point right now. You feel what I'm saying? And everything that you feel is not a for everything, but there are days that like if my son is constantly touching me all day, I get to the point where it's like, okay, I'm at my limit right now. So I have to just choose to separate the physical touch, like because I'm still human. And although I love my son and I want my son up under me all the time and I want to hug him and kiss him and love on him, sometimes I need a break. Sometimes I need a moment to say, okay, son, I need you to stop touching me. Because that's just not who I am as a person. Whereas though he is very affectionate, so he wouldn't care. And which is so funny because he's not as affectionate as he was. I think that all babies are super affectionate and want to be up under their parent. And then I think on top of that, my son is starting to really grow his personality. So it's kind of funny to see like sometimes when he does not want to be bothered, it's like you'll go to touch him or you'll go to like play with him and he'll just like smack your hand away or whatever because he just doesn't want to be bothered. Like he's just like, no, leave me alone, don't touch me. So it's so funny like on one hand, but there is. It's so that's one thing definitely that has kind of check me out a little bit because it's like it's a lot to take in, especially when I'm not a physical touch person. So naturally, before my son, like I I wasn't always constantly, having to deal with somebody or be touched by somebody or poked and prodded and played with and hair pulled and like it wasn't that. And I think too, I'm mentally in a space where I just want to grow. I just really want to live the life that I want to live, that I want for my son. So I think that for me, I get very kind of in my head and sad and upset when I feel like, why isn't things working? Why isn't things moving? Really, sometimes I check out about, but especially like like I said, like when I feel like the growth that I need to make is not happening the way I want it to when I want it to. And that comes with, being patient. You have to learn to be patient. You have to learn that you're not always going to get the yes right away, the yes right away, the yes right away, but you do have to follow your path and you do have to know what you want and you do have to, keep working and keep striving for what you want. So I do. I think that mentally I'm not in the best space. Mentally, I'm definitely not in the best space, but I'm in a space. You feel what I'm saying? I'm definitely in a space, and I'm sure people can understand that you're not necessarily always going to be your happiest or your sad, but you're just in a space. And a lot of what I'm feeling also comes from, like I said, just wanting the best for my son and wanting the best for me. And I think that mentally I really realized that like generational stuff actually comes more and more in your life as you get older. And like when I say generational stuff, like thought process and the things that you do, don't do, things like that. And like I think I've really realized, especially like with my family and things like that, like their thought process on things are very, very different from mine. Very, 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 very different from mine. And I think that for me, some of the things that I want to strive for, or some of the things that I'm on the path to doing, or some of the things that like I think about are like, I'm not going to say they're not attainable for them. I want to say that they have a mindset of it's not attainable for them. And like sometimes it gets hard for me to have conversations, I think, because I kind of feel like I'm talking to someone who doesn't see a better life for themselves. Like they see a comfortable life. They see a settling life. And I don't, settling sounds bad, but that's how I look at it, as settling. Um but they kind of just settle for what's comfortable and what's okay and what will just work. And I just feel like we only have one life to live, and why am I just going to settle for what's just going to work instead of settling for what I want? You feel what I'm saying? If I'm going to settle, it's going to be for what I want. And I'm not saying that that is going to come with everything, everything how I want it all the time. But when you want a higher lifestyle, when you want a better lifestyle, when you want like the certain wants that you have, it's like you can't settle. You can't settle for less. You're never going to achieve higher if you settle for less. So I just think that that kind of had me mentally, that has me mentally checked out as well. I think that I feel like I'm like surrounded by people who kind of don't think big, like, and like not in a way of like downplaying them in any way, but like I the best way to explain it, I think, would be like I feel like they are in the box thinkers, in the box thinkers. They don't think outside the box. So it's just, I think that that has me kind of stuck, especially wanting to be in this line of work with YouTube and content creation and a lot of the other things I want to do. Like those aren't things that my family is even remotely used to. You feel what I'm saying? So they're kind of looking like, okay, girl, but what about this job? What about that job? Like, because it's just not something they understand. And I think that as much as you can do whatever you want to do, you still want support. You feel what I'm saying? You still want love and support from the people that are close to you. And I think that a lot of times, although it doesn't need to be like, my family don't need to be making content if that's not something they want to do, but I would love that support of, oh, like, or did you shoot a video today? When's the next video going up? Because although I don't need it because I'm still going to do what I feel I want to do, but I would love it because it would be like, at least they're taking the time to understand me and understand what I want and understand what I like. So I just think that that has me a little bit mentally checked out. And I will be honest, like where I'm at has me mentally checked out, and I mean physically, like physically where I'm at. You know, before I had a baby, I was like living on my own and everything, and I came back home once I had the baby. And I'm with my mom, and that's a big change for me. When you're living on your own and you have your own space and like it's very different. Um, you know, wanting to move, wanting to really take off within my content, wanting to start my businesses, wanting to, like, there's so many things I want to do, and like physically where I'm at, I just feel kind of checked out of. I do. So yeah, I definitely think it's worth, sitting down and getting my feelings out and getting, and being real about life. Like everybody be checked out at some point. Everybody mentally needs a moment. Everybody, goes through stuff. And I think that best bet is, to be real and be raw and be understood by other people. You can't be understood if you live this picture perfect lifestyle that people can't relate to. People have real problems, people have real issues, people have, real concerns in their life. I have real problems, real issues, real concerns in my life. Shit, real bills, okay? Like stuff happens, and like you got to be aware enough to know that like we're human. We're all human. And um it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot going on. Um hey, being a mom and being a single parent, that has me checked out. Like, because on one hand, you feel like I didn't make this baby by myself, and principle of it is I shouldn't have to do it by myself. Reality of it is I get it done every day by myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like that checks you out sometimes, because you get sad and you get annoyed and you get angry, because it's like at the end of the day, like, I don't I didn't deserve that. My kid doesn't deserve that. I think being a single parent with a parent who's around but not around in the way they should be is an annoyance, because it's just like you can't be 1 foot in 1 foot out. You gotta just do what you either do what you're supposed to do or leave us alone. Like, I just feel like overall mentally I am overstimulated, I am overwhelmed, it's a lot going on around me. Stuff with my family is going on. I definitely just think that you take a minute. If you're gonna do anything, take a minute. Take a minute to breathe. Give yourself a day. I did that the other day. I gave myself a day. I didn't worry about shooting a video. I didn't worry. I mean, obviously I had my kid with me, but I didn't worry about like everything being this all day. Like, we just took the day by the day. The whole day, literally, like, nothing was scheduled, nothing was planned, nothing, like, I didn't stress about nothing. Like, I just took the day and let my brain rest. Okay, rest. Because I needed it. I needed a moment to just be like, I don't want to think. I don't want to have to talk about it. I don't want to have to feel it all right now. Like, I need a day. And after my day, I just am back on what I got to be on and doing what I got to do. So it works out. But yes, definitely. Just checking in, just checking in mentally on how I'm doing. I think, like I said, it's been so long since I did one, and the last one I did, I had quit my job, and I was pregnant, and so much was happening then, and a lot's happening now. It's life. Life stuff is going to happen all the time, literally all the time. But it's it's my little life, my little life that I love, and I'm gonna keep striving for what I want. Yeah, yeah, that's really it. I probably, obviously, there's probably many more things that I can mention, but I think over time I will open and share more about certain little things. Um, but coming up, videos coming up. I'm gonna definitely sit down and talk about motherhood. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely probably gonna do a story time on giving birth. I think that's coming. When I went into labor, that was a crazy night. That was such a crazy night. And we're gonna do another Tetris talk for sure, Tetris podcast episode. Um, and talk about life. Some things coming up, videos that are going to be coming out, and everything like that. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys can get to know me a little bit more, know that I'm human and that stuff be happening. And that also y'all can relate, like, stuff be going on, stuff be happening, and everything like that. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all of those great things. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so let's work on that. Tell everybody to subscribe. Period. Don't even give them an option. Just take their phone, hit the button. Period. And definitely watch the playlist videos. It's all in one space for y'all. All the new videos that are coming up and all the new videos that are up now. But yeah, I will see y'all in another video. For somebody I can call.